Hi, Faithbox family. Lacey here with you on day 24 of the month of wisdom. And today our scripture comes from Proverbs 24:16. The godly may trip 7 times, but they will get up again. But one disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked. Only the wicked and fools fall down and remain down. The godly and those who are wise get up even if they've tripped and fallen 7 times or more. You might be wondering, what does any of that have to do with wisdom? So let us make the connection. A wise person realizes that a mistake or a setback doesn't have to be the end of the world, even if it causes them to stumble and fall. A wise person realizes there is something to learn in every situation, especially the ones that don't turn out successfully. A wise person evaluates what went wrong, makes informed decisions about what to change, and gets back up to move forward again. So here's the lesson for you. Don't let your setbacks keep you down. Get back up and move forward. God's not disappointed that you've fallen, and He's certainly not done with you. Pick yourself back up and keep running your race. So this scripture for today really jumped out at me. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do it is because it makes me think of Peter. And I also kind of associate myself with Peter. Of course, we know that during the Last Supper, Jesus told Peter that he would deny him 3 times. Of course, he denied that he was going to deny him 3 times. And there's no way, I'll die for you. And, when the going went tough, we know that basically everyone left Jesus alone. Peter did deny him 3 times. And, Jesus was in the tomb for 3 days, and Peter was like, the disciples were like, well, where are you going? And he's like, I'm going fishing. He was going to go back to where he was before. Of course, things changed, Jesus resurrected, and then we see in Acts, at the beginning of Acts, that Peter stands up and he preaches, a sermon that leads thousands to Christ. And of course, we see Judas. Judas made a bad decision. He gave Jesus up to the Romans, and of course, he made a different decision than Peter. Peter picked him, not picked himself back up, but, allowed Jesus to point him back in the right direction. And Jesus gave him the opportunity. Peter denied Jesus 3 times, and Jesus allowed him to announce his love 3 times. Peter, do you love me? Yes. Do you love me? Yes. Do you love me? Yes. And then he said, feed my sheep, he was giving him a job to do. And I just really relate to that because, there was a time in my life, without going into a bunch of detail, I was really, as a teenager, I was really close to God. And I made a decision to put my relationship with God on the back burner and said, I want to do this right now. I know it's not right in God's eyes, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. And I'll come back to God when I have, when I can, after I'm, done. But the time came when, I was no longer living in sin. It was hard to come back, but I did. And I just felt like this devotional was so impactful. A wise person evaluates what went wrong, makes informed decisions about what needs to change, and gets back up to move forward. Be a Peter, and continue to move forward and follow Jesus. And I just really enjoyed this devotional. I hope you all did too. God bless.